So here it is, the pile of the journals that I'm currently using, and you might have a question, Maya, why do you need so many journals to use at the same time? And that is because I have a lot of information in my head, and if I don't have a system for the organization of all of my thoughts, everything just ends up on a sticky note. Which is very bad because sticky notes are a very messy way of having organized life. So let me show you how I stay productive, how I manifest, and how I take care of myself and my life with these journals. I'm currently using 4 bullet journals and 3 notebooks. So the first bullet journal that I'm going to show you is the monthly bullet journal that I use for the overall year organization and month-to-month organization. So this bullet journal contains yearly and monthly bullet journal spreads, but without the weekly ones, because the weekly ones can get kind of messy and I don't like to include them in my monthly bullet journal. So this one is just for my yearly spreads like this ones and separate monthly bullet journal spreads. If you're interested about my monthly spreads, I post them every month on my channel, so you can go check them out. I use this one every evening, and while I'm doing my evening routine with my skincare, I am inputting all of the daily information in this one. And this is how a monthly spread looks, where I have all of the events from the month on the calendar, then my habit tracker, cleaning tracker, then I have a bucket list for every month, and my highlight reel, which is empty because the month of May is not over yet. So this is my monthly bullet journal. On to the next one. This bullet journal I called a projects bullet journal, and here I have all of my projects that are not fitting into my yearly bullet journal. These include like challenges, like saving up challenges, workout challenges, a YouTube challenge that I have. For whatever I'm attempting in my life, I have to have a visual cue of completing it. This is a good example of my 75 hard challenge. Every day that I complete the challenge, I just input it here, and it's visually more satisfying to complete a challenge where you have a visual confirmation that you've done it. If you want to achieve something in your life, it's really good to start manifesting it. You've probably heard a lot about how to manifest stuff in your life, from journaling about it, making vision boards. While all of that is really great to have, it's a great start for manifesting, but then you get kind of really comfortable in the state of wanting and don't move into the state of doing. And you just can't manifest something in your life just by talking about it and writing it down and looking at it. You have to do something about it also. So for actually manifesting something in your life, you have to move from the state of wanting to the state of embodying, the you that has all of those things. So for example, I want to be a successful creator here on YouTube. So while having pretty photos on my vision board and journaling about it in my journal every day, I also have to have the steps and the tasks that are gonna bring me there, right? So what I love to do is create bullet journal spreads that are kind of like a visual cue of what task I have to achieve to get to my end goal, because I am not gonna be a successful content creator if I don't create any content. This is just one of the examples. If you want to be a person who is very fit, you are not gonna get fit if you journal about it. You're gonna have to do the things that are gonna get you to the fit state. You're gonna have to just work out. It just makes it easier for me if I turn it from tasks and to-do lists into challenges and mini games. And that's basically what I'm doing with creating bullet journal spreads for those tasks and projects. So this is it for my second bullet journal. My third bullet journal is also a new one, which is my planner, because I wanted to buy a planner separately, but I didn't find the one that would suit me, so I decided to make my own, and I just bought a bullet journal and I'm making it into a monthly planner, which is different from my yearly monthly planners. Oh my god, this is so complicated. I don't know really how to explain it. In this one, my yearly bullet journal, I have all of the events that are happening in my life that are not the tasks that I want to do. It would get kind of messy if I had all of my plans, all of the events that are happening in my life, all of the errands that I have to do, and videos that I want to post in this yearly bullet journal. So that's why I've created a separate planner, and that's why this bullet journal does contain weekly bullet journal spreads. I really hope this is not too complicated, but yeah, this is my next bullet journal. And now for my last bullet journal, I have a reading bullet journal, which is halfway full because I'm using the same one that I used last year and I didn't fill it up until the end, so I'm using the same one that I did last year. And this contains all of my reads from last year, which is kind of a lot of them, and also my reads for this year, which is not a lot. I only read 2 books this year and I'm so sad about it. I have to get out of my reading slump. I need you to comment book recommendations because I don't know how to get out of a reading slump. So whenever I read a book, I just input all of the information about the book in this one, and I do a separate little spread for every book that I've read so I can just look back at it and remember about the book. If you love to read, I really recommend having a reading journal because retaining information about the books is really hard when you read a lot of books and everything gets scrambled up, so it's easier to keep track of the books that you read, and it makes it easier to remember what were the books about. So all of the bullet journals that I'm using are kind of helping me staying on my habits and how I'm staying productive. I input all of my daily tasks and to-dos into my planner bullet journal, then I track my habits in my yearly bullet journal, and every other project that I do, I track in my projects bullet journal. Now, besides bullet journals, I'm also using 3 notebooks, and let me explain how I'm using those. Also, I love putting stickers on my notebooks and bullet journals, so it's kind of special, so it's not only bland bullet journals. Some of them have like different textures, so I can't put stickers on them, but those that I can, I always put some stickers on it. Also, one thing that I love doing is putting a butterfly on every back of the bullet journals and notebooks. So So this is something that I really love doing, and if I ever put out my own bullet journals or journals, I am gonna have a butterfly on the back side of it. And these two aesthetics are clashing in my head. I really want to be the pink one and the black one, and I can't decide, so I have both. So this first notebook I'm using for everything YouTube related. One of the goals that I've set this year is to take social media more seriously, so I dedicated a whole notebook for learning how to do social media. So whenever I have an idea for a new video, I input it in here and I journal about it, and I think how my video is gonna look like. I have a video idea database. I have everything that I'm learning about the growth on social media in this. My boyfriend loves to do all of the things that I'm describing in Notion. I also tried organizing my life on my computer, but I love the feel of how writing feels on my bullet journals and journals. So for now, I prefer the journal version of it. So for my second notebook, this one has a little kitten on it. Isn't it the cutest? I'm gonna have to buy a new one soon, but this one is my daily journal. Before I mentioned about journaling for what I'm trying to manifest in my life, and I do that in this notebook. I love to have a journal where I can just brain dump and write about anything that's on my mind, and that helps me getting clarity in my mental space. Because you know, when it's messy in here, you just have to put it out, and I love doing that with journaling in my notebook. Now, onto my last notebook. Recently, I've kind of been having hard times with my spirituality. At the moment, I don't really know where I stand with my spiritual and religious faith that I'm in. I don't really know what I am right now, but I am trying to figure that out. Most of my fears and anxieties have come from the things that I can't control in my life, and it would be really easier to just put it into a greater faith and greater, I don't know, energy being, I don't know. So I decided that this year is gonna be the start of me exploring my spirituality, my faith, and I needed a separate journal for that, because including that into my daily journal is kind of a lot. So yeah, this is all of the journals that I'm using right now. I hope you enjoyed this video. We're closing in 2,000 subscribers on my channel, and I'm really excited about that, so subscribe if you haven't yet, and see you in my next video. Bye!